to go over this warm-up. We're going to do a GED practice question, and then we're going to finish our notes from Monday, and then we're going to go and do one of our practices, maybe both today, and hopefully feel good about exponents. All right, so 15 cubed, I see that some of you have already answered it, but if we're using our calculator to figure out 15 cubed, we just need to punch it into our calculator as 15 caret 3, and we're going to get 3,375, which of course is letter B. Sorry, excuse me, going a little too fast there. So I noticed that you guys all got it right. Yay, fantastic. Of course, if for whatever reason we do not have or forget how to use exponents in our calculator, we know that 15 cubed is just 15 times 15 times 15, right? And that's how the other way that we can get our answer. All right, next question. All right, so I have a couple order of operations questions here. So the first one is 3 times 2 plus 8 squared in parentheses, right, plus 5. And I have 41 minus 3 squared in parentheses divided by 8 minus 6, also in parentheses. So let's see if you guys can give me the answers to these two questions as well.
Oh, Lord. Um,
You can do it. I believe in you. I cannot hear you, Tashelle. I didn't know you were speaking, so I can't hear you. All right, I see an answer in here for number 1. All right, keep working. Work on 1 and 2, and then we'll go over both of them.
I think I remember this, Mr. G.
Okay.
How do you write? Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, you want to write it down? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can write it down. You can say it out loud, whatever you feel. We're not going to go over them until I have answers for both of them, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You want to do number two too?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, let's do these answers. I see that you guys both all got number one correct. It's very good. 3 times 2 gives me 6, right? Plus 64, right? 8 times 2 is 64. Plus 5, 6 plus 64 is 70. Plus 5 is 75. So good work there. What about number 2? So number 2, I have 41 minus 3 squared divided by 8 minus 6. So we have 41 minus, what's 3 squared?
9, Mr. G.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh my God, how did I get 6?
Because you fell into the trap. You fell into
I
the
was
trap
like, I said, I put in the answer, Mr. G, but I was like, there's something wrong about this answer. And I'm looking over it and I couldn't find it. Oh my God.
You
No.
fell into the trap. That's what I
I
keep
thought
telling you
it was
guys. You got to
30.
be
So the
careful
answer
with
is
that.
actually 16.
Yep.
Oh Lord, Miriam.
Don't fall into the trap. It always happens. I know it. I see it all the time.
Ah,
So don't
that
fall into the trap. The
word.
trap is
Oh,
gonna make you think that good to show. Yes, the answer is 16. Yeah. So the trap is always gonna make you think to second guess yourself, and you're gonna do 3 times 2. People do it all the time, even though they know better. They will still do 3 times 2. It's 3 squared, which means it's 3 times 3,
3.
which is
Oh my
9,
God.
right?
But I just did 8 times 8.
I
Just did
understand.
8
I know.
square.
I know.
I'm done
I
with these
know you
classes,
did.
Mr. G. I am done. I'm going back to bed.
Okay, so we have 41
I'm
minus
excited to
9
put my bed.
divided by 2. So 41 minus 9 is actually going to give you 32. So it's 32 divided by 2, which is 16.
I am
Okay,
so. How did I make that silly mistake?
all right. So don't let yourself fall into that trap. It's so easy to fall into this
Mm.
trap. And I think one of the reasons that it's so easy, especially for 3 squared, to fall into that trap is because 2 squared is the same as 2 times 2. So sometimes we get stuck in this idea, oh, well, if 2 squared is the same as 2 times 2, sometimes we think, oh, 3 squared is the same as 3 times 2. No, it is not, right? 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, so don't fall into that trap. That trap is always there. They will set it for you. Don't fall into it.
Hey,
Okay.
Mr. G.
Yep.
How when how did how did you know how to divide? I think I forgot that part.
Uh, so
Divide.
the so the division symbol is written here
This
by
side.
this slash.
Side is right there. Yeah.
This
Oh,
slash
okay.
also means to divide.
Okay. Okay, I
Yep.
got it.
I answered it.
Hey, Mariam.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Girl, I'm trying to beat this math and English before I quit.
Me too.
I'm
No, no
serious, Mr.
quitting.
G. I'm on the verge of quitting.
No
Oh
way.
God.
I wrote to Miss Koya about getting you a tutor for reading. No quitting. I don't want to hear it. None of that. I don't know why I can't hear you, Michelle. But you might want to
Tell
try.
text, write it in the text in here. Why you can't hear me? She said, "Don't quit, Maria." She need to unmute.
So it's not about that. So it's showing up that she's on. She's not on the audio. So I think if you click where the microphone is, to show, there should be like little a drop down menu for the options. Make sure you change what your microphone is. That might help. If we like switch to computer audio, it's just it's not connected correctly for whatever reason, your audio. So it's not that you're muted. There's something wrong with how your audio is connected. So you got to change that and switch that up. Okay, let's get back into our notes. We're going to finish up our notes from Monday. So I'm going to go back into Schoology, into our folder, and I can walk
And
back.
that's my problem, Mr. G. Like you're on the screen now with this, even though
Mhm.
you said I was to press escape.
Yeah.
When I do that, you're still on the screen, and then when I touch to get exit, it asks me if I want to leave.
Yeah, so don't leave. So when you click escape, you still have to go down into your bar and go and click on Chrome.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's what happened the other day when I kicked out. I think it was Monday. I was to go through all the problem to get back in.
Oh, okay, that's what happened. I was like, where did Miriam go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna open up our notes. We're gonna finish up those notes. On the last page, I think. Yeah, we were on the last page. We're gonna go over. We're gonna start with number 3.
Can you hear me now, Mr. G?
Yes, I can.
I had to go out and then come back in.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yes, we can definitely hear you now. So you are connected. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh, we lost you again, Tashel. I don't know if you're still talking.
Hello?
Okay, now we're back. Okay, good. We got you. Okay, cool. All right. So we're going to go over the end of these notes. We're going to finish up starting with number 3. We're going to use our rules for exponents to solve the rest of these problems here. We'll start with number 3. It should be a review of what we looked at, but we're still going to start with number 3. Okay, so I have 6 to the 7th power times 6 to the 9th power, right? When I have the same base, but different exponents and it's being multiplied together, all I have to do is what to my exponents? Add them. Good. So I'm going to keep my base and add my exponents together. So what's 9 plus 7? 16. So my answer should be 6 to the 16.
6 to the 16.
And this is an example of the product rule. Okay, for number 4, I'm going to be using the power of a product rule.
Keep the base, multiply exponents together.
2 times 2 times 2 times 2.
Yes, very good. So I have to apply the exponent to the -2 and also to my x, okay? So it's going to be -2 to the 4th power times x to the 4th power. What's -2 to the 4th power? It's going to be -2 times -2 times -2 times -2, which is going to give me 16x to the 4th.
Times x to the 4th power is equal to 16, which is equal to 16 4th.
Okay. Number 5 is going to use my 0 power rule. Anything to the 0 power is equal to what?
1.
1. So this whole thing just becomes 1. So I have 1 times x, which is just x. Okay, so that's my answer, just x. All right, so anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay, now this one, number 6, we're using our negative power rule. All right, the negative power rule is the most confusing one. So I like to go over it a lot, but your negative power rule says that anything that is raised to a negative power, I can undo the negative power by moving it from a numerator to a denominator or denominator to a numerator. So remember that if this is 1/3 to the -1, that's the same as saying 1 to the -1 over 3 to the -1. Right? That -1 applies to both my numerator and my denominator. To get rid of that negative exponent, I have to switch from a numerator to a denominator. So that's what I'm going to do with this 1. I'm going to move it to a denominator. And I have to switch this 3 from a denominator to a numerator. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move that up to make it a numerator. When I do that, my exponent changes from negative
To a positive.
positive. So I have 3 to the positive 1 over 1 to the positive 1. Okay, that is my negative power rule. Okay, good.
So that's the answer?
It's going to be 3 over 1, which is just 3.
Okay.
I still have to simplify it some more. Yeah.
Because I got the 3, I was like, I wasn't supposed to work it out.
Yeah, it's just 3. Mm-hmm. All right, anything to the 1 power, to the first power is just itself. So it's just 3 over 1, which we leave as just 3, right? Okay, good.
Can you mail off my ballot when you leave?
I didn't hear what you said. What?
Oh, no, I was asking something.
I don't think it's you.
Oh, I was like, you're what? Yes, make sure you get that ballot in the mail or in the Dropbox. Yes, take care of that.
I'm going in.
Good, good. Yes, take care of that. We only got 6 days left, y'all. 6 days left.
Oh my Lord. It's gonna be one of the longest 6 days.
What? Who you telling?
One of the longest 6 days.
Who you telling? Okay. All right. So for number 7, we're going to be using both the product rule and the quotient rule. Okay, we're going to use the product rule first, right? The product rule is the same as number 3. So we have the same base. We're going to keep our base, and all we're going to do is add our exponents. So we have 4 to the 5th and 4 to the 3rd. What's 5 plus 3?
8.
8.
So that's 4/8.
4/8 over 4 squared. So now when we use the quotient rule, we keep the base, but now we subtract our exponents. So what's 8 minus 2?
6.
6. So it's 4 to the 6th power. And we're going to leave it like that because we don't want to work with that big number when we put that in the calculator. So it's just 4 to the 6th power. Okay. Does everybody see what I did?
Yes.
Okay. So we just simplified this part first to get the 4 to the 8th. And we kept the 4 to the 2. We just moved it over. And then to simplify that, we used the quotient rule. We applied the quotient rule here in the second step. So 8 minus 2 gives us 4 to the 6th. All right. And so number 8, we're going to only use the quotient rule. Okay, so we're going to keep our y and we're going to do 8 minus 9. What's 8 minus 9?
-1.
Good. So we have y to the -1, but we're not going to leave it like that, right? We want the y to be positive, so we're going to do 1 over y to the 1, which we're going to just leave as 1 over y. We don't need the 1. So we use the quotient rule here, right, to simplify it. And then to finalize it, we have to actually use the negative power rule.
So the answer is you never have the answer with a negative, right?
Correct. Exactly. You always try to get rid of a negative if you can. Okay, so that's 3 through 8. We just have 2 more left, numbers 9 and 10, and then we're going to go look at the practices for this week.
I miss being in class. I need to be in class. This virtual stuff is.
We're sort of in class. We're sort of in class, you know.
It's not the same, Mr. G.
I know. It's definitely not the same. It is definitely not the same. I miss class too.
I miss Mario food.
I swear, Mr. G, I told him, I said, when I die, the only thing they're going to talk about funeral is food. Nothing else.
It's going to be a lot of sad faces and hungry people.
They'll be like, oh, if she was here to cook, what would we get?
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
Exactly. All right. So we have to do two more. I'm going to move this. I'm going to clear these drawings. I'm going to do numbers 9 and 10, the last two. Okay, so how are we going to solve number 9?
Number 9 is x to the third power. Why am I eyes so dark this morning? Times x. I swear I can only see. Wait a second.
X to the third power times x to the fourth power times x to the second power.
I don't know. My eyes are so dark this morning. So it's going to be
The
x.
power stayed the same.
The
Going to be equal to x. 4 and 3. 7,
3, 4,
9.
and
Is it
2.
9x? X9.
yeah, x to the 9th power, right? All we did was add the exponents
Add them.
together. So we add 3 plus 4, which is 7, plus 2, that gives us 9. So it's just x to the 9th.
Mr. G, why it seems so simple here when you see it on the test, it's not?
Because you're under a lot of stress when you're taking a test.
Oh Lord, can I tell you about it?
So we're going to do 2 steps to save this one. Number 10, we have to do the power rule and then the quotient rule. So what are we're going to apply the power rule first. What does that mean? What are we going to do first?
The exponent. No.
Okay. So what are we going to do with these exponents?
Keep the base. Multiply exponents together.
Very good. So it's x to the
times 3 times 3.
3 times 2 gives me 6.
6.
And then 5 times 3?
15.
15.
3 times
okay.
3.
So we applied the power rule. Now we have to do the quotient rule. What's the quotient rule say?
Oh Lord. 3 is 9. What the hell? Mr. G, oh, I'm getting 9 now.
Yep, it's 9, but it's not 9, it's what? It's -9. I have to do 6
-9.
minus 15. So it gives me -9.
Wait, Mr. G, wait. You had 6.
6 on top. 3 times 2 is 6.
So that's
right?
what I'm saying. Oh, you're ending up with 6 there.
Oh, 3 times 2.
3 times 2 is 6.
So it's not this it's not 3 times 3 this time.
You don't have, it's not a 3, it's a 2. This one, there's a 3 inside.
It's not 3 square.
It's not 3.
No, 3
it's not 3
times
squared.
2.
It's 3
3
times 2. You have to multiply the exponents. So you
and
multiply
5 times 3 is
multiply 3 times 2 is 6. We're not doing 3 times 3. If it were 3 times, we have to have another 3 here, right? On the outside. So it's 3 times 2. We multiply the exponent 3 times 2, we get 6. And we multiply here 5 times 3, we get 15.
-9.
And then we have 6 minus
9.
15, which is -9. Okay, and then we have one more rule to apply, the negative power rule. So we have x to the -9, which we can't leave like that. So we turn it into 1 over x to the 9th.
Oh, and here I'm over here multiplying 3 6 times.
Where we get 3 6 times.
Because I saw the 3 and the 6. I thought I had to do 3 6 times.
Where's the 3 and the 6?
Right there.
So we have 3 times 2, which gives us 6, right?
And 3 times 5, which gives us 15.
15, right? Yeah.
They should let us watch these videos when we take the test downtown.
You want an open video test now?
Mr. G, what are they doing the test from homes now?
They are, yep.
Oh Lord.
For real?
They are. But you only have one chance to take it from home, and if your computer messes up, you can never take it from home again. You have to go in person.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? Ugh. It's not fair. It really isn't fair. I'm not. Yeah, I don't understand why. Like they're being very strict. So they're like, you only have if your computer messes up for any reason while you're taking the test
Oh, that's
one
gonna be a
time.
lot of cheating though, Mr. G.
But no, you have to have a webcam that's going to be on you the whole time watching you. Yeah. So
God.
yeah, they have a lot of security. Don't worry. They have a lot of security. A lot of security. But we've had students pass it that way already. Ashanti passed her math test online.
Oh, wow.
I
I was
have
gonna ask you about it. Ashanti was the one who sits in the corner, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she finally passed. You go, girl.
She's not done yet. She still has science. She still has her science test left. But she passed math. Timothy, who was here with us, week before last, he passed as well.
Really?
Online. He took it online. He passed it.
Wow.
Yeah. So
And
it
he
can be
just
done.
It
passed.
was Ashanti's first time.
It was Ashanti's first time. Yeah. It was her first time taking it. She got a 160 something. 164.
Wow.
Yeah. She did very
Oh,
well.
wow.
You see, Mr. G, it's the same thing I'm talking about. Ashanti just focus on maths. That's what I've been saying to you guys that I need to do. I just need to focus on one subject per time. This maths, social studies, science, English not working out for
But
me.
here's the thing. She only focused on math after she completed her reading test and her social studies test.
For me, this is too much. It's like when I finish one class today, I got to think about another class tomorrow. And then it's like it erased everything that I learned yesterday. So I have to keep on trying to catch up back.
But here's my thing with the reading, especially, you need the reading too to help you with the math, right? Because a lot of the math is word problems. So that's the thing about separating it out, is that you kind of need both. And that's my concern for everybody, not just you, it's for everybody. I don't want people to think that they don't need the reading to pass the math. That's my
I need
concern.
to take my practice test.
When are you going to take your practice test?
As soon as possible.
All right, so you saw my email, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
No, I did not. I need to look at it.
Okay, yeah. So I sent you. So when you emailed me, I replied and told you, like, it's up to you when you want to take it again, right? If you feel ready, take it again, but make
Yes,
sure that you are practicing and that you actually feel ready, right? Because remember, there's a lot of
Right,
different
'cause
things that come up on the test.
Yes, because I'm doing Excel too.
Okay, good. So if you're ready, and do you still have your voucher, or do you need a new one?
Yes, I have the same because I didn't use it.
Okay, yeah. So
So
then,
that still works?
yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to take it later.
Okay, sounds good. But yeah, so always make sure that you guys are ready and feeling good about it before you take any of your practice tests. Remember, you have essential ed for practice before as well. Always explore, make sure you're ready. Don't stress yourself.
Essential head gives you the same thing, like almost to the practice test.
Almost. It's like for the math, I find it harder, which is good, right? I think it's a little bit more challenging than the actual practice test.
What you get on essential, Mr. G?
Same way you get onto everything, right? Everything is already in. So if you go to Clever, Miriam, you should have a link for essential ed from Clever.
Oh, no, I tried the IXL because I was on the IXL yesterday. I don't like it though with Mr. G. I think it's unfair because you'd answer a question and you get 2 marks, and if you answer the other question and it's wrong, you take off 6 or 5 marks. That is unfair. That thing yesterday got me crazy. I was like, I'm done with this.
Miriam is not easy. I tell y'all what, she is not easy.
No, Mr. G, but it's honest. You gotta do 1 question, you get 2 points. Sometimes you get 1. And if you answer 1 incorrect, it takes all of 6 or 5 points.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna get you to 100.
Right.
I mean, I on the computer yesterday for like over 4 hours trying to get to 100. And every time I get 1 wrong, it takes me way back down. That's it.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah.
That's not encouraging, Mr. G.
But I think most of the time the goal isn't 100, right? The goal is usually 80. Isn't the goal 80?
No, it's 100.
Oh. Okay.
100. If you get like under that, it take you back, and it just say you need to work.
Yeah. So I mean, especially for you, for the guys, for you all. Like, I mean, IXL is good to do a couple skills at a time. Like for things that you just want a quick check on. But essential ed is really where you all should be working if you're trying to really focus in on the things that you need for your GED test, right?
Okay, but that's what I need to do because I was like yesterday, I was like, oh my God, I'm done with this. This doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense to me.
Also going to Central L.
Essential ed, yeah, always
And
essential.
you need a
Oh,
password also, or when you go through Clever, it's okay.
So when you go, so you might have to do it the first, but I think I did it with you in when I set up your computer. So you should be fine. But yeah, you go to Clever, click on the Essential Ed link, and it should take you right in there, and everything should be set up. The only problem is that it's been over a month since I set it up, and if you haven't been in a month, I have to reactivate your account. So
You
what I'll
have to redo
do,
it because Mr. G, listen, remember I
yeah,
was
I think
telling
you
you
have to
about all
redo
of this
mine.
yeah, so I think so
computer.
at the end of the by the time this class ends today, I will go in there and activate everybody's account to make sure everybody's still active.
Okay.
And then you should be able to log in fine. But yeah, it's the same login for your computer and same password and everything, right? So it's just your email address, and that same password will get you into Essential Ed. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even remember my password. I think it's
You
empty.
forgot that password already?
Mr. G.
And I remember it. I could tell you it right now.
Mr. G, you just teach it. Mr. G, I got 3 grown kids that act like a 2-year-old. I had to tell my son thanks yesterday because my son, the smaller one, called me to do his homework. I was like, I'm trying to get through Miss Latifa homework. I texted all the answer, Mr. G. I don't know what I pressed, everything erased. I was like, I'm done. I just sent in what I did for the first one. I'm saying, I'm done with this. I can't manage this English class. After typing all of that, it's going to take me a whole year to type what I'm typing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I pressed. It erased everything. I just sent in what I had left back. I was like, I don't care if I get 0, I'm done.
I told y'all she's not easy. She's not easy.
And my son be calling me, he needs help with the homework. He texting me everything that he has to do. I said, Stephen, I can't help you right now. Mommy can't help you. Mommy have her own homework to do. I can't help you. Luckily, he think ahead of me and he called his brother. His brother said, okay, and he helped him. I had to tell his brother, thank you for helping your brother with his homework. You probably need to do it more often.
Absolutely, yeah. That's actually who should be helping, right? The older siblings. I know that's how I got my work done, was calling on my sister all the time to get my stuff
Yeah, and on the reading test, they're gonna at the end they're gonna want you to type all this stuff.
type all this stuff, she says. Yes, you have to write an essay.
And that's one of my fear too, because I'm not sassy with this typing, and I be looking in the computer to find, okay, where's the dot? Okay,
Yeah.
where's that sign? Okay, find it now, that. Oof, Lord help me.
All right, so we're going to look at the practices that you guys have to do for this week. The practices are actually pretty straightforward and pretty easy. There's only 2 of them. I did not overburden you all with the work this week. If you're watching this back, and so you're not live with me today, those of you who are live, you guys are fine for the morning credit, but for those who are watching it back, you must submit practice 1 by the end of the day today. For everybody who's live with me, so Tashelle, Antoinette, Miriam, and Jules, you guys have to either do practice number 2 or the exit.
Jules is on here? I thought it was only me, Antoinette, and Trisha.
He came on recently. So you guys have to do practice number 2 or the exit ticket by 7 p.m. today.
Okay.
What we're gonna go over is practice number 2 to help save you guys time.
Okay.
Oh yes.
And that way you guys can just submit it as soon as we're done. And then you guys don't have to worry about things for the rest of the day. Okay, so we're gonna go over practice number 2, and if we have time, we will go back to practice 1. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So practice 2 is what I'm gonna open up.
Hey, Mr.
Right.
G, on my it say Cammy is updating. So what I got? Wait.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, it popped up.
Okay, good. All right, so the first part of practice 2 is just us going back over our rules so that we have them, right? This is kind of a trick, right? Because the idea here is really just for us to have the the rules right in front of us so we don't have to keep going and looking for them on another sheet of paper, right? So this is just a
I
trick.
wrote them down in my math book.
There you go, right? So yeah, but that's another way to, I just wanted to make sure we had all our rules. So the first one is which rule? Which rule is that? What rule does that look like?
Product rule.
Product rule.
Good. This is the product rule. Very good. Which tells us that we're gonna just have
Keep the base and the exponents together.
exactly. So that means we're gonna have a m plus n, right? Okay, good. What about number 2? Which rule is this?
That's the
The
quotient.
quotient rule.
Number 2 is actually the power rule.
Oh, number 2 is the power rule.
Yeah. So
Oh, I gotta look at it.
a
A
m times n,
N.
right?
Power rule.
Oh,
Keep the
number
base,
3 is
multiply exponents together.
Good. All right. Number 3 is the power of a product.
The power of a product.
So that means we're going to have, if we have a times b to the m, it's going to be a to the m times b to the m. We just have to apply the exponent to both of the things inside the parentheses, right? That's all that is.
Power itself.
So it's a power of a product.
Power of a product.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord. That's the A, B.
A to the m
I
times
got
b
them
to the m.
all. That's number 3.
4 is which rule? It's one of our favorite rules, number 4.
Quotient rule.
This is the quotient, right?
Quotient.
So we just have a to the m minus n. All right, we always subtract the bottom exponent from the top exponent. A to the m minus n. All right, number 5 is our 0 power. So anything to the 0 power is equal to what?
1.
1.
Shirley,
Yeah.
don't forget that one.
Don't forget that one. Okay. And the last one is the negative power rule. So if I have a to the negative n to make it positive, I just switch its position. So it's 1 over a to the positive n. All right, so I have to make this numerator into a denominator. If it was the other way around, if it was a denominator, I'd make it a numerator, right? So that's my negative power rule. Right. Okay. Now we're gonna actually start doing some work. Right.
Oh Lord.
Okay, I got it. Good grief.
All right. So all of these first ones are actually just a repeat from your notes. So I am not going to go over them because all of them are a repeat from your notes. We just did these, right? So number 7 through 16, we just did. So I don't need to go over them. I'm sorry?
We did from number 3.
We actually did 7 and 8 on Monday, but we did from number 9 to number 16 just now, just today. We did them. So you have all of them. So numbers 3 through 10.
I wrote them down.
Yeah, so from numbers 3 to 10 in your notes are the same as numbers 9 through 16 here, okay? So all that means is that you guys just have to go back into your notes and do those, and then you can submit them, right? I've made your life very easy, but I'm not going to repeat it here, okay? All right.
So 16 is the last one. There's no more?
Yeah. No, there's more. We're going to do the ones that we haven't done.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to start with 17 because we have not done 17 yet. So 17, what's this answer going to be for 17?
or 8.
Good. It's going to be x to the 8th because we're just going to multiply our two exponents together. We have 2 and 4, so 2 times 4 gives me 8. That's it. So we're going to use that same strategy that we used for 17. We're going to use it for 18. So what did we do in 17? All we did was multiply the two exponents together. So now we have to do the
2
same
times 1
thing.
is 3. 3 negative. So it'll be 3.
3 squared.
3.
Right? So
Oh,
negative
no,
2.
no negative. There's no negative for the answer. So it's 3 square.
Wait. Well, hold on. So it's negative 2 times negative 1, right? Which gives me,
Negative.
Unfair.
what's that? What's negative 2 times negative 1?
2.
2. So it's just 3 squared, right?
Someone else said that? Imagine they
Yeah,
could buy.
Jules said that.
3
I said
squared.
it too.
Yeah. Oh, I heard negative 2 from you, Miriam. That's why.
No, I
Okay.
said there's no negative 2.
Oh, okay. So 3 squared, right? So it's just 9. That's our answer. Just
Because
9.
remember that I asked you before that
Yeah.
there's at no given time you're supposed to have a negative for the final answer.
Correct. Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. So negative 2 times negative 1 gives us just 2. So it's 3 squared. So our answer is 9. All right. Now we got this tough one here in number 19. Oof. So again, the same concept is
So
as
Mr. G,
7.
1 minute. If
Mhm.
if we had the answer for just 3 square, it would have been wrong.
No,
Oh, okay.
no. Mm-mm. It would only have been wrong if I said simplify as much as possible. But I have to be very clear that I would say simplify as much as possible. But in most cases, because you're not going to be able to very easily solve the exponent without putting it into your calculator, leaving it as just 3 squared would be totally fine.
Okay.
But if you don't see 3 squared as your answer and you do see 9, right, if it's multiple choice,
Would
just
be
make sure you
9,
select
right.
9, right? Okay. All right, so here for number 19, we have to apply this negative 3 to every term that's inside the parentheses. Okay, every single term. So we're going to start with the numerators. So it's going to be 2 to the negative 3 times x cubed times negative 3 times y squared times negative 3.
2 to the negative 3 times x to the
Okay.
negative 3 times y. I don't know, my eyes are dark. Y or y2.
Yeah, because it's y squared. Yep, y
Oh, we're
squared.
distributing it, but you don't change anything. Everything goes back to the same thing. Just add
All
the
right.
negative.
So to simplify this, we need to make sure we're multiplying our exponents first. So what's 3 times negative 3? What's that going to give me?
Negative 9.
89.
Negative 9. Good. What's 2 times negative 3?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. Okay. So when I simplify this numerator, it's going to be 2 to the negative 3 times x to the negative 9 times y to the negative 6. Okay. We're going to leave that like that for now until we apply the negative 3 to our denominator as well. Okay. So right now we're going to apply the denominator. So we have 3 to the negative 3, x to the negative 3, and y to the negative 3.
Pass out anything at the bottom.
Right? Yeah, I just applied the negative 3 to the bottom as well. That's all.
So you're gonna add the top.
So now I'm going to use my quotient rule to simplify my variables, right? My variables have the same base, but different exponents.
Subtract the bottom exponent from the top.
Very good. So I have to do -9 minus -3, which is going to give me what?
6.
-6. -9 minus -3 gives me -6.
So, Mr. G, question before you go any
Yep,
further.
absolutely.
Which one of the three you just used?
I just did,
The X and the X?
I just did the two X's. Yep.
Okay.
-9
So you're
minus.
going to couple them up with each one of them. You couple them up, right?
Correct. I
Like
can only
Y
do
to Y.
I can only do the X's together because they have the same base, right? I can't do anything with the 2 and the 3 because they are different bases.
So
Right?
what about the Y and the Y?
Now I can do the Y. Yep. Now I'm going
And
to do
that's
the
what
Y.
I was saying.
Yep. Exactly. So now I do -6 minus -3. When I have two negatives in a row, they become positive. So I have -6 plus 3, which gives me
It's 3.
negative.
So why you have -9 plus 3? You shouldn't have been -3 also?
Right. So it's, yeah, it's -9. Good question. Yep. -9 minus -3. When I have two negatives in a row, what happens?
Become a positive.
Yep. That's why. Got to remember our rules for integers.
That's what I was asking you. I think it was Monday about the negatives becoming the positive.
Negatives only become positives in addition, right? When we have multiplication, they only become positive when you have two of them together.
Okay.
Yep.
This math is a whole lot of work.
Yep, sure is.
Mm.
But you guys should all become math teachers. I think you guys would love it. Okay, so we have 2 to the -3 times x to the -6 times y to the -3 all over 3 to the -3 because we got rid of the x's in the denominator.
2 to the -3 times. Oh, okay.
Yep, we simplified the x up here and then we simplified the y right here. Okay, so now we have to switch positions for all of these items because they all have negative exponents, right? So anything that's in the numerator, we're going to put it into the denominator, and anything that's in the denominator, we're going to put it into the numerator to make them all positive exponents. Okay, so we're just going to switch the positions of everything. So when I rewrite it now, it's going to be 3 to the +3 over 2 to the +3, x to the 6, y to the 3.
3 to the +3. Oh, because it flipped.
Because I flipped everything, exactly, right? I just flipped everything and made it all positive.
And take away all the negative signs. X, 6, y.
Okay, and so this, as Miriam asked before, this would be an acceptable answer, right? The other acceptable answer is to go ahead and calculate the numbers out. So what is 3 cubed?
27.
27.
Oh, 20.
Not
Oh,
9.
okay.
Antoinette falling into the trap again. It's not 3 times 3. It's 3 times 3 times 3.
Ah, don't feel bad, answer that I was before you. Don't be feel bad.
Exactly. No, it's not about making you all feel bad. I just have to keep reminding you. I have to keep reminding you. It's 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Okay. So it's 27. And what's 2 cubed?
What is it about the cube again? Let me look back. I got my notes, Mr. G.
So it's 2 times 2 times 2, which gives me what?
2 2 is 4, 4 2 is 8.
Good. I think somebody else said it too, but I didn't hear them.
So it's going to be 8.
So this is an acceptable answer. 3 cubed over 2 cubed x to the 6 y cubed, right? That's totally fine. Or you can write it out with the numbers figured out. So it's 27 over 8x to the 6 y cubed.
Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
On all
I'll
of
be saying
us.
cubes all day.
That math alone take 10 minutes out of your 1 hour.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, she's right though. But that's the thing, right? Like, and the thing is, I did every single step by step by step. And when you're learning, that's the way you have to do it. But the expectation is for you to take 90 seconds to do this problem on
Mr.
the
G, I would have skipped that and move on, and then if I have the time, I'll come back to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so I'm going to erase all of our work. I'm going to keep the answer, but erase our work so that I have room to do number 20.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I thought we just did number 20.
We just did number
No.
19.
That was all of number 19. Woo.
You thought it was.
This math, it ain't no joke.
No.
Okay, so number 20 is actually going to be much easier. I want to see if you guys can figure this one out. It's just going to be one thing that we have to do to simplify number 20. So we have 1 over 3 to the x to the negative 3. What's the one thing that we need to do to make this, to change this into a correct answer?
Turn to a positive, right?
Right, we have to turn this negative exponent into a positive. So what do we need to do that?
Wait.
So we got to make it, instead of x to the negative 3, it's going to become x
X to the
cubed.
3.
And it's going to be just, we move it to the numerator. So it's going to be x cubed over 3. That's it.
Oh, Lord.
That's the answer.
That's the answer. After taking 10 minutes to do number 19, we need 10 seconds to do number 20.
Oh my God. Is that the answer, Mr. G?
That's the answer. That's it. We're done.
I'm still trying to figure out how you came to the answer, Mr. G. So that's the answer.
Okay. So wait, so all we have here is the x to the negative 3, right?
So
What's the negative exponent rule? Whenever I have a negative exponent, in order
gotta
to
turn
make
it to positive.
in order to do that, all I have to do is move it from where it is, right, to the opposite part, right? So if it's in the denominator, I have to make it a numerator. So that's all I did.
Okay, so if, in other words, if it was 2, Mr. G, instead of 1, then we'd have to multiply the 2 because 1 times 3 is 3, actually.
So if you're saying if it was like this, right? 2 over 3, I still do the same thing. I still move my x cubed, so my answer becomes 2x cubed over 3.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, because I can't multiply the 2 to the x cubed because they're not the same term. They're different, right? So it just becomes that. That's it.
Okay. I'm getting there, Mr. G.
You're gonna get there. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some practice. It's gonna take some work.
That's the problem, Mr. G. I ain't got no time. This whole GED is holding me back.
X cubed. Okay. All right. So that's 19 and 20. And now we're going to do some of these other simplifications here to end practice number 2. So let me scroll down. Okay. So we have 2 cubed times 2 to the 5th. What's the answer here? 2 to the 8th. All we have to do is add our exponents. We keep our base. 3 plus 5 is 8, so it's 2 to the 8th. All right, what's number 2, Antoinette?
You're gonna add it, right?
Why would I add it?
Times 2.
No. You're going to time. 2 times
Okay.
2.
2 times
That's
2?
4.
2 times 4.
No.
Okay, what's 2 times 4?
Yeah, 2 times 4 is 8.
Good. So it's just y to the 8th.
You see, though, Mr. G, that's going to give me a tricky because I would think that it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2.
Remember, it's the exponents here, right? They are both exponents. The difference, yeah,
Oh,
yes, you see?
okay.
They're
So,
both
okay, so
exponents,
because there's an exponent, right, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, here is where we're going to do 2 times 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 2, right? Because we have 8 2's. Here we have 2 exponents.
Exponent, okay.
Yeah.
That solves all of my problem right there. Because number 3 is basically like the same thing.
Good.
They're all
Exactly.
exponent again. Okay, I got it. I got it, Mr. G.
Good. But don't forget though, this time you have both situations, right? Because you have a -3 as well. So you have to do -3 to the fourth and what we just did in number 2, so 3 times 4. You have to do both.
So it's gonna be -3 to the fourth.
5.
To the fourth times x to the fourth times times x3. Oh Lord.
Yeah, don't forget the 3. So it's 3
3
times 4, which is going to give you
to the
12.
fourth. To the fourth also. So you don't write it, or you just go ahead and multiply.
I went ahead and multiplied it. Yeah, I just went ahead and multiplied it.
What
But
if I wanted to write? What if I was writing it out, Mr. G, and I had x -3 to the fourth power times -3 times 4 to the fourth power, and then go ahead again and then do the workout.
wait. So it would be like this is what you're saying. -3 to the fourth power times
Yes.
x
To the third
times
times
4.
4.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fine. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so what's -3 to the fourth power? It's going to be -3 times -3 times -3 times -3.
So it's 3 3's 9, 9 3's 27, but it's 27. Okay, and then it's x to the third.
Oh Lord, I thought that was the answer.
So it's x times.
Now this one we have to figure out because we have. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do 14. I meant to do 12. This one we have to figure out. We can't leave it like that because of the -3, right?
Oh, okay.
Because of this -3, when we do -3 to the fourth power, it's not going to be negative anymore. It's going to be a positive 81. So we need to figure that out.
Oh, you came by the 81, Mr. G.
Because I might have multiplied incorrectly. Did I multiply wrong? What's 27 times 3?
Okay.
It's 81, right? Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
I did my 4 3's, right? -3 times -3 times -3 times -3 gives me 81, right?
Okay.
3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 3 is 81.
Okay.
That's how I got my 81.
So, Mr. G, then that's x to the 12th power.
Yep, because we have 3 times 4.
Okay.
So where's the 27?
-3 times -3 gives me 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
9 times -3 gives me -27, and then -27 times -3 gives me 81.
So that's what I was saying. Where's your negative? Where's your 27? Because I have 27 and 21. Oh Lord, I'm doing something wrong right here. I don't know. Oh, I ended up with 27 and 81.
Yeah, you shouldn't have both. It should just be one. So what happens is when we're doing it in order, which we're doing, right? You get your 9 here, and then 9 times -3, -27, and then -27 times 3 gives you the 81.
But I don't know where I got the 20. Oh, I ended up with 27.
Because you only did 3. You have to do one more. You have 4 4's. You have 4 -3's.
Mm-hmm.
So it's -3 times -3 times -3 times -3. So when you do it, you have 9,
So I'm going to do the
27,
12. I'm getting it now,
81.
Mr. G.
Yeah.
So I'm remaining now with the -12, the x12.
Yes.
So it's 81
x12.
times
x12.
x12. That's the answer.
Yep.
Oh
Mr. Lee,
Lord.
Yes, yes, sir.
yeah, I don't know. We can say that -3 power 4.
Mm-hmm.
So we can also say we can divide it. You can divide it by two groups, like
Yep.
-3 times -3,
Yep.
9, and -3 times -3 is 9. 9 times 9 is 31.
Perfect. Exactly. Yes. Very good.
All right, but
-3
don't
times
erase it,
-3
Mr.
is
G.
9. -3 times -3 is 9. 9 times 9 is 81. Perfect. Yep.
Don't erase it, Mr. G. -3 to the fourth power x to the 3 times 4. So
But then,
that's
Mr. G, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, when we gotta write our answers in, how will
Wait,
we
you sound a little far away. Let me turn up my volume.
I,
Go
I
ahead.
said when we gotta write the answers in, right?
Yep.
How will we write the small number 12? Just write it small.
So normally when you're writing it in your on your test, there should be a special place for you to put it in if it needs to be written like that. Like they'll
Okay.
already have it set up so that it'll appear small.
Mhm.
If not, what you use is a function called superscript. Superscript is how you make smaller numbers appear. All right, but
Okay.
normally it's going to be set up already in your answer form, so you're not going to have to do it yourself.
Okay.
right here, Trisha. Is Trisha still there?
I think so. Let me see.
When she goes quiet, Mr. G, you know she's not understanding.
Or she's working with her son. That's the other thing. She might have stepped away to go work with her son. So that, yeah, her camera's off, so I'm not sure if she's there or not. Okay. All right, so that's number 3. And number 4, as per usual, right? We spend a lot of time doing one, and then the next one is super easy. So what's the answer for number 4?
1.
1.
Trisha would be like, what? Come on, Trisha. Come on, you need to get out of this class.
Okay, so 4 to the 0 power is just 1. Remember, anything to the 0 power is 1. So that should help us with number 5, because number 5 has a whole term that's raised to the 0 power. So we can just ignore it, right? Because it's just.
So you're saying number 5 is easy, Mr. G?
I'm saying that we can ignore this whole part because it's just 1. So we can focus on just the left part, because the right part is just going to be 1. Anything times 1 is just going to be whatever we have left on the left. So we don't even care about the part on the right, because that 0 saves us some time.
-3 to the third power a
And
to the, which is 9. 8 to the 9th power.
-3 to the third power
and a to the 9th power.
-3 times -3 times -3. What's -3 times -3 times -3?
-27.
Perfect.
-3, -27.
And then a to the
A is
third
gonna
power
be
times
answer
3.
naturally 27 a to the 9th power.
Look at y'all. Love it. Love to see it.
So a times a times a times a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, so again, we're just using our power of a product rule, which means we have to apply the exponent to both of the items inside of the parentheses. So -3 to the third power, which is -27, because it's just -3 times -3, which gives us 9. 9 times -3 is -27.
So the one that we had worked out before, Mr. G, we just throw that away? That's spoiled goods?
What one we worked out before?
The 4a to the 0 power.
Yeah, we can just throw it away. We don't need it. Exactly.
Wow. You got no dollar there you want to throw away to give me, Mr. G?
No, ma'am, absolutely not. I do not.
I'm done, Mr. G says. Oh,
All
no.
right, and so we then have a to the third power times 3, which gives us a to the 9. Okay, a to the 9th power. That's the answer for that. All right, number 6. Ooh, look at number 6, Lord. All right, let's give ourselves some patience and try to work this one out. All we need to do for each of these, right, is look at the exponent and multiply it to the exponent on the outside. So we have to do 3 times 2, which is going to give us what?
6.
6. We have negative a to the 6th power. And then we have 5 times 2, which is what?
10.
10. We have b to the 10th power, and that's in parentheses. Now we have to figure out the other set. So we have 4 times 2, which is
8.
8. Good.
And b to the 2nd power.
And b to the 2nd power. Good, because it's just going to be 1 times 2, which is just 2. All right. Now we have to use the product rule.
So you're gonna pair them up now?
Yep. So now we still have to multiply the a's with the b's.
So it would be a to a, b to b?
Yep.
Okay. So that a to the 6th power and a to the 8th power. So we add them, right?
Yep.
I'm getting it, Mr. G.
Go to A.
8, 9, 10, 14 times b to the 12.
Good. Make sure you keep your negative from your negative a. That negative has to carry over because a negative times a positive still gives me a negative. So it's negative a to the 14th.
So we got to turn it to a positive now.
No, no, keep it. Keep it negative.
Let's keep, so.
Because it's a negative a times a positive a, which gives me
okay.
negative. Yeah.
But if it was 2 negative a's,
yep, it become
the
positive.
game would change to
Positive. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All right. In this case, remember we're using the product rule here, so it's just 6 plus 8, 14, 10 plus 2, 12. This is how we get our answer.
Ooh, I worked that one out. That wasn't so bad. Thank you, Jesus.
All right. I am not going to do anything for number 7. You guys have to tell me how to get number 7 as an answer. I'm going to pretend like I forgot how to do all kinds of math.
So it's 3 times negative 5.
1 over 3.
Negative 5, 3 times negative 5, 3 times negative 5.
What are you doing?
Mr. G.
What are you doing, Miriam? Sounds like you're doing way too much.
Mr. G, I need to change a negative to a positive.
Okay.
So
how do you do
the
that?
answer would just simply be 3 to the 5th power?
Almost. What do you need to do with that 3 to the 5th power?
Oh, 3 to the 5th power, the 3 times.
Whoa, no. That's not what I meant. What do you need to do with that 3 to the 5th power? It's right now, where is it?
It's supposed to, there's some flip in there?
Ah. Don't forget the flip. So instead of 3 to the negative 5th power,
it's going to be 5.
Come on, look at that negative power rule. Flip back in your notebook if you need to. What happens with the negative power rule? What do I do? This is the hardest rule to remember. So
negative power rule.
So what
it's gonna be 1 over 3 to the 5 power.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. This is what I need you all to remember. This is the hardest one to remember.
Oh my God.
Because it is not intuitive. It is not intuitive. It is not using your math skills that you've learned before. This is something new. So I need you guys to try to commit this one to memory. But when I have 3 to the negative fifth, I have to flip it. It becomes 1 over 3 to the fifth. And yes, now you can go ahead and figure it out by doing the 3 5 times. You can now do that, right? 3 times 3
Oh Lord,
times
that
3
wasn't the answer.
times 3.
No, get a multiply. That was I was doing before. So Mr. G, I was just going ahead before time.
Yeah.
Mr. G.
I'm telling you, bro, you are not easy. Okay.
Mr. G, I'm from the country. I'm used to shortcuts. Get to my destination. 3 3s 9, 9 3s 27. 27 times 3 is 81. 81 times 3 is 160. What did I say? 27. 81 times 3. 3 plus 3. 3 is 24. 243 times 3. 3 3.
No, it's just 243.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh Lord. I got 6 3s, Mr. G.
Let me see, what's the answer? Cause I can't see where you just wrote at.
The
So
answer
it's
is
1
243.
over 243.
1 over 2.
2.
Oh, do we simplify that?
Ma'am, that cannot be simplified. You have a 1 in your numerator. Whenever you have a 1,
It's just remain the same thing.
it can't be simplified.
Oh, okay.
I think she think you could have 243.
Yeah, I know. It's smaller. No. You can't go down anywhere
You
with
know,
that.
if I saw 240, I see 1 over 243 and 243. I won't pick the 243, right?
Yeah. Okay. What about number 8? I'm also going to let you guys do that on your own too. But it's again the negative power rule. So I'm going to try to be quiet and see what happens.
So it's 4 to the negative second power, 7 to the negative square. Remember, second power square. So that's going to be 4 2 is 8. So that's 8. Well, is that negative 8 or?
Somebody sounds like they're falling into a trap.
Every trap the enemy set themselves shall fall in it. Mr. G. Oh my God. Woo.
I got to break you guys out of this habit. It is not 4 times 2.
It's 4 4 16.
Okay.
And why did I say 4 4 2 is 8 and then still ending up and saying 7 7 is 49? Oh my God. Remember,
Great.
multiplying the bottom
work,
amount
Drew.
etc. So then we got to do some flip rule here to Mr. G.
Of course.
So it's, do they still remain negative, Mr. G?
No.
So it's equal to 49 over 16.
Yes. Okay, so we gotta get you out of this shortcut mode. Because that's what's gonna throw us off a little bit. If
A long road draws sweat, Mr. G.
Well, you're gonna have to sweat today.
Oh my God.
Okay, so yes, I heard you simplifying it to make sure that you have 4 to the negative 2 over 7 to the negative 2. That's good. Right here is where you should flip it. Okay, and the reason is because if you try to square it already, you're losing the fact that your negative is no longer there. So you have to flip it first. It should be 7 squared over 4 squared. And now we can multiply the squared through or solve the squared so that we have 49 over 16. Okay.
And we don't simplify it.
You don't simplify, that cannot be simplified because only 7 goes into 49 and 7 does not go into 16.
Okay, because Mr. G, I keep over here going 2 times 2. That's what I keep doing.
I know. Hmm. I hear it. I hear you sitting there. Oh, 4 times 2 is 8. Nope. 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 Remember, 7 times 7, 4 times 4. It's just something you have to get used to, right? You have to remember that that little number does not mean multiply. It means take that number by its and multiply it to itself, right? You're gonna get used to it. You just have to, you gotta work through that.
I think they should have a little sign that say, "Don't do this step."
Asking for a lot. Okay, good. So that's 1 through 8. All right, I think we have 2 more to do. Oh, 4 more, 4 more. Okay, we can do that. We can do 4 more. Hopefully, let's see. Whatever I don't do, you guys got to do on your own. So.
Oh my God.
Okay. So number 9, right? We have another situation where we have the negative power rule. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to turn that 2 to the negative 1 to 1 over 2, and then multiply it times 2 to the 5th power. So it's going to be 2 to the 5th power divided by 2, right? You know what? Let me not erase that 1 yet. Let's keep the 1, right? We're going to keep the 1 because it's going to help me to see that I can still simplify this again using my quotient rule, right? So it's going to be 5 minus 1 is going to give me 4. So my answer is 2 to the 4th. And we can go ahead and work that out. It's just going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is what?
16, 2 times 2, 2 is 4, 4 is 8, 8, 2 is 16.
Perfect. All right, and so now we have number 10.
X to the 0, that's easy.
Okay,
That
X
would be
is, okay, good. That's going to be 1. Perfect. So I can just get rid of that. So now I have y to the negative 4th. What do I do with that?
Flip.
I just flip it. So it's just equal to 1 over y to the 4th. That's my answer.
See, when it get to the zeros, Mr. G, I'm fine with that.
You're like, I could do 1.
Woo! Yes, Antonio. Yep.
Yeah, they should give us all zeros on our test.
Ooh, they're going to give you a 0 as a score too. All right. So 11, we have 5x to the negative 2. So what do we do?
Turn the 2 into a positive.
How? You're
flip
right,
it.
but how? We just flip it, exactly. So it becomes 5 over x squared. That's it.
That's the answer?
That's the answer.
Oh, Lord. That was like, that's too real to be true.
All right.
So you don't use the 1 now, Mr. G?
What one?
The 1 rule when you're flipping.
Yes. So here in this case, I would use my 1, right? From x to the negative 2, I have 1 over x squared, but I already have a 5 here, right? So what's 5 times 1?
5.
5. That's why.
Okay.
The reason I need a 1 here is because all I'm left with on number 10 is a 1. What's 1 times 1? 1, right? So that's why for number 10, I need to make sure the 1 is there. But for number 11, I have a 5 here already. So it just replaces it. All right, number 12, this is our last one. And we're good, we're right on time. So all we need to do here is apply the square to each of our numbers. We have to square the 5. We have to square the x to the -3, and we have to square the y, okay? So that means we have to multiply by 2 in some cases, right? To the exponents, we're multiplying by 2. Yep, I figured it was that, Tisha, no worries. I told you she was working with her son. Okay, so -5 squared is gonna be what? What's -5 squared?
25, -25.
Well, nope,
25.
just 25, right? Because it's gonna be -5 times -5, which is gonna give me 25. Okay, good. All right, and then I have x to the -3 times 2, which is gonna give me what?
X to the 6.
To the
Power -6.
to the -6, right? -3 times 2 gives me -6, okay? And now y to the 5th times 2. What's 5 times 2?
10.
10. Okay, so when I simplify this, I need to make sure that I move x to the -6 to a denominator. I have to move that down. So my answer is going to be 25 y to the 10th over x to the 6th. That's my final answer. Okay.
So it's gonna be what? 25
y to the 10th over x to the 6th.
I'm lost with that one, Mr. G.
So we have all the steps, right? We did it right here. Here are all of our steps.
-5 to square is equal to 25.
Good.
I guess it's how I wrote it down. I gotta erase this so I write it, Mr. G.
Okay.
So it's -5
5 squared.
to the 2nd power times negative to the
So times x equals -3 times 2 is -6.
times y to the 5th times 2.
Good. Yes.
Then
So then I'll simplify each part and you'll see how we got the answer. Yeah.
then we're gonna have 25.
And we have x to the -6 because -3 times 2 is -6.
Wait, Mr. G.
Oh, sorry.
-5 to the 2nd power times -x to the 2nd times 2 times that. Then when you work it out, it's going to be 25 times x to the 6, -6.
Good.
Then y to that is y to the 10th power.
Good.
Right. So that's what I was saying with the x though, Mr. G. Oh, you got the x to the bottom.
Because it's a -6.
Oh.
Right? And that means I need to do
25 y to the 10th power -6. Once it's a negative, you take it
to the denominator. Yep. Move it under. That's all I did. All right. So
I need some practice.
what that means is that I have gone over all of practice 2 with you. So you should be able to submit this by 7 o'clock tonight. You have all the ones that we worked on today, plus the ones that are from the notes that are repeat. What I suggest to you is actually that you just go into practice 2 and try to do it without using your notes to see what you remember, and then go back and use your notes as a way to check your answers to see if you've done it correctly, okay? This is the opportunity for you to really think about whether or not you remembered what you learned just now, right? And if you don't, you have your notes to go back and copy the answer exactly to put it into the practice. but I think it's just a good idea to go into it, try it, and see what you remember from what you don't remember. Okay? All right, so make
Okay.
sure you guys turn that into me tonight. Those of you who I have for science, I will see on Friday, and the rest of you I will see next week, Monday, the day before the day.
Mr. D,
Yes, sir.
I last Sunday I took the GD
The math.
practice,
Okay, yep.
but I think
How did it go?
I got 161.
Okay, that's
But
good.
I think I'm gonna take more practice.
Okay, good. Yeah, so take some more practice. But I'm gonna go in and look at your test. I didn't realize your ticket. It didn't give me a notification like I thought it would. But I'll go in and check to see what you did, give you some extra help on the things that you missed. And then I'm gonna have another conversation with your reading teacher about what we need to do to make sure that you are getting all the help you can in English so that you're ready to take the test soon, hopefully. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, yeah, so yes, all this is in the notes to show. This recording will be up in about an hour, maybe less if it converts quickly. So yeah, make sure you guys get these practices into me, and I will see you all next week or Friday. All right?
Mr. G,
Yes, ma'am.
quick question.
Yep.
If I was to change over tonight, would it be possible for this, or I would have to wait until January?